think I told you guys how I use this table saw for just about everything. And you would think when I'm going to paint on it, I would put something down. Nah, that takes too much time. Yeah, even though it would probably be faster than me having to do what I'm doing now. So meanwhile, this is like, oh, I don't know, all winter buildup of paints and glues and sprays and everything else that's on there. So I got the belt sander over there, and I just put some zip strip on this thing. And now we're going to see if it's ready and just how much of it's going to come off with the stripper. And actually, before I do that, I should, let me take this piece and put it over on the other side on the floor, so when I push all this crap off, it won't go on the floor where the boys are going to walk. It'll go on the board, and I can just take that out and hose it off in the old sink, and who cares if it warps or not, because it's a piece of crapola anyway. So meanwhile, that's about it. We decided today, being Saturday, I was going to do the electric in the kitchen on that one stove plug, giving it a dedicated plug. But after the wife and I talked about it, she wants to start some dinner, which takes a few hours or better. So if we want it for dinner, we're going to have to not do electricity, because she has to get that started. Plus, she has a lot of stuff that she has to put away. She went to the grocery store, the food shop, and picked up a bunch of crap. And that's about it. So we're going to do that tomorrow, because I also have 10 pounds of chicken, boneless chicken breast, boiling up on the stove for the boys. I think I told you, we go through about 40 pounds, maybe a little bit more than 40 pounds a week of boneless chicken breast. We boil it. We don't give them anything raw. We boil it up 10 pounds at a time. And then put it in the fridge for the course of a couple days, because it only lasts for a couple days. We feed the boys, and then we run out. We go into the freezer, take out another 10 pounds. Again, I think I told you we buy 40 pounds at a time. It's actually cheaper that way, and it's always here, so I don't have to worry about going to the store all the time, because it does get to be a pain in the ass if I have to go to the store every other day to buy chicken. Not only does it take the time, it's also the waste of gas and time, which equates to money. I may have told you the story about a guy, well, not just one guy, but quite a few of them, but this one guy in particular. And I used to work at West Marine. People would come in, especially sailboaters. Now, yeah, I'm going to talk about sailboaters. Commonly known as blowboaters. And every one of them has their own story as to why they got a sailboat. But when they're done, they all come back to one common denominator. It's cheap to run. No fuel, except for whatever you may have on your kicker that you may use every now and then. Kicker meaning your little outboard that you have on the back in case of emergency. Well, any smart sailboater would know that. Actually, any power boater should have one as well. If you haven't got twin engines, have yourself a little 15 horse or 10 horse. I wouldn't go any smaller than a 9.9, but depending on the size of the boat. In mine I kept a 15. Now, 15 is not going to get me up on plane, but it will keep me moving and get me to safety while I'm waiting for help to arrive. So at that point, 15. But meanwhile, the sailboaters, that where I'm getting here is, and I don't know why I ended up getting on this subject. Oh, the chicken. When I go to the store to buy a lot, I buy chicken. I buy enough, so I have to keep going back and spending money. Well, there's one particular sailboater, which I really didn't like him, to be honest with you. And I don't dislike or not like a lot of people. But with some people, you know what I mean, you just don't like them. You don't know why, you just don't like them. And usually there's a reason somewhere, and you'll think about it sooner or later. But meanwhile, this guy would come in every spring because he's working on a sailboat, which basically equates to cheap. A lot of them just like to sail because it is a different feeling. It's different. But a lot of them get the boat because it's cheap. So they think it's cheap to run. However, it's not. But meanwhile, let me get back to the story. He would come in and go to the stainless steel screw bin. And I gotta give him credit for buying them and not stealing them. And he would buy, well, in this one incident, he bought 9 screws. 9 stainless steel screws, 3/4 inch long, that he needed to secure his bow rail. Well, to me, first of all, I wouldn't want to depend on that bow rail to pull me out of the water if it's only got 3/4 inch screws holding it in, because the bow rail is probably going to end up with me in the water. But meanwhile, he came in, he bought 9 screws. I said, oh, what's going on? I said, I got to work on the bow rail. He says, I'm missing 9 screws. He says, and well, between replacing a couple of bad ones and missing them, he needed 9 screws. I said, oh, I said, is the boat in the water? He goes, yeah, it's in the water. He says, oh, it might be a good idea for you to buy a few extra screws, just in case. You know, like your tools, for instance, when you're working on a boat in the water, it's a good idea to tie a piece of cordage or something around your tool, so that if you drop it, you don't lose it. But not everybody thinks of that, which is fine, I guess. And you're always hearing somebody screaming and yelling and swearing because he just dropped a $100 cordless drill in the water. And then they decide they want to find a diver. Well, you know what? The salt water, that drill is shot, so don't even bother thinking about it. Right? And then if you are lucky to find a diver, right, then they're looking to get it done for nothing, because, well, it's only a drill. Well, it could be only a drill or whatever, but he still has to go through everything else that he has to go through to go down there, regardless if it's 5 minutes or a half an hour. So don't expect a break because it's only a drill. Alright? But meanwhile, he buys these 9 screws. No, I don't need any. I don't need any. It's like I'm trying to sell them up or something, you know? If I'm going to sell them up, it's not going to be on a 7-cent screw. And that's what the screws cost that he was buying, by the way, 7 cents each. So I ring them out for the 7 screws. I was almost going to say, here, just take them. But I don't like this guy. All right? He's so cheap, he's just likable. You know? So, he buys the screws. Now he's about 10 minutes to the marina. Maybe a little less, but 10 minutes. He was staying at the same marina I stayed at, but he was 2 docks down from me. They go, well, you can buy whatever dock you can buy. You can rent whatever dock you want to rent, regardless of the size of your boat, as long as it's bigger than what your boat is. So in other words, if you got a 25-foot boat, you're not going to rent a 20-foot slip. You know what I mean? And how they did it, dock size was according to everything on one dock would be 25 feet. The next dock would be, you know, like 35 feet, that type of thing, you know. And there'd be, you know, 40, 50, 80 slips to a dock. So when you're renting a slip, you got to rent. Now, if I had a 25-foot boat and I wanted to rent a 50-foot slip, I can do so. But I can't rent a 20-foot slip. So meanwhile, I don't know how I got there. So he goes about a half an hour, maybe a little bit longer. He's coming back in the door again. And he's kind of just walking around because I'm there. And there's a few salespeople there. And he doesn't really